What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Amateur TV for another video on the second channel for Amateur. On this channel, I like to go through additional NBA related topics, especially concerning the Toronto Raptors, that I just do not have enough time to go through on my main channel, Amateur Sports, with over 11,000 subscribers. So instead, we do so on this channel where the vibe's a little bit different, get more of a personal touch for myself, a little bit less formal, but it's still the great Raptors content that you love. And today, this is exactly what this channel is for. This is something that I want to document my opinions on. Don't think I have time to get to it on the main channel, so we can do it here, and this video is about Reggie Perry. Now, if you've been a watcher of amateur sports content, mainly the main one, like main amateur content, mainly the main one, amateur sports, or if you come to the live streams on Twitch, you know I'm a fan of Reggie Perry. Reggie Perry was a player who played for the Raptors 905 last season for most of the season. Near the end of the season, he was playing in the NBA on some 10-day contract. I think eventually got a contract at the end of the season with the Portland Trailblazers. And it was a shame because the Raptors 905 really had a shot of winning the championship. They ended up falling short in the conference finals. I think Reggie Perry being there would have made a significant difference because I felt like he was the best player on that team throughout the season. Near the end of the season, Delano Banton was playing there in the playoffs, so he was really good. Justin Champagne was really good, but for the entire season, in my opinion, Reggie Perry was the Raptors 905 MVP, and I thought after playing so well, he deserved a shot with the Raptors. It never came. Got a shot with the Pacers, got a shot with the Blazers, and he seemed to have made good on his opportunity with the Blazers, but now, all of a sudden, there's reports that are suggesting the expectation is that Reggie Perry is going to return to the Toronto Raptors. It's not a report that they might sign him. It is a report that the expectation is that he will come back to the Raptors. So Reggie Perry could sign on an Exhibit 10 contract. That would be super cool because you sign on an Exhibit 10 contract, he gets a little bit of extra cash, but the Exhibit 10 contract is used so that you sign a player to your training camp roster, but then he does play in the G League unless, he could, in theory, carve himself out a spot on the final roster. I don't think that is something that is going to happen, but I think that Perry has had a very good time with the Raptors organization, earned himself a couple of spots in the NBA on those 10-day contracts, and that's huge for a guy who was drafted 57th overall because G League players don't make a ton of money. Exhibit 10 guys make a little bit more money, but for a G League guy, I think people don't understand this. When a guy signs a 10-day contract to your favorite team, maybe it's the Raptors. If a guy signs a 10-day contract, it's whatever. 10-day contract, he fills in a little bit. Maybe he gets a permanent contract afterwards or another 10-day contract, but it's just a 10-day contract. He helps fill in some space for some guys who are injured. Maybe they're out for health and safety protocols and whatnot. But it's just a nothing sort of thing, a non-story for somebody who isn't as invested in the NBA as me or maybe yourself who's watching this video. But for a G League player, these guys don't make a lot of money. I don't want to sound how do I put this? In context to how much NBA players make and for what an average salary would be, I'm trying to be respectful. These guys don't make a ton of money. I think G League players make around between $30,000 and $60,000 a year, which is fine. That's a wage, just kind of a livable wage. I'm sure there's the team taking care of some housing things and whatnot, but they don't make. What I'm saying is they don't make a ton of money. Getting a 10-day contract in the NBA makes them a ton of money, and some players make more in that 10 days with that NBA team than they do throughout the entire year playing in the G League. So 10-day contracts are kind of a big deal for guys in the G League. But Perry was drafted 57th overall. The Raptors picked him up as their 20th guy going into the training camp last summer. And I wasn't really expecting a ton from him, but Perry was excellent for the Raptors 905. He was playing as a power forward, sometimes playing as a center as well, a lot of times playing as the big for that team. Who really just didn't have a big on their team throughout the season because they were so effective without it. He gets to the rim, he rebounded really well, decent playmaker, and for his size, 6'8", 6'9", two-way sort of forward, he could shoot threes, and that was excellent for the Raptors 905 team. Again, really would have liked to have seen what the 905 could have done in the playoffs had he been there. It's a shame that he was not a part of that playoff run. I know it was big for him to get those opportunities in the NBA. I'm sure he feels a little bit that what-if factor. Obviously, he's always going to take the NBA opportunity, but I'm sure he's man, what if I was there for that postseason run? And I'm sure coaches and players are thinking sort of the same thing with that. But regardless, what I've been saying is I am a fan of Reggie Perry's game. So these are his stats last season with the Raptors 905 in the G League. 11 games, 11 starts. He shot 48% from the field, about 38% from three, 54% on two-pointers, and almost 20 points a game. That along with 10 rebounds. That is a damn good player. And G League isn't the biggest sample size, but that's pretty. That's just a showcase cup. Excuse me. I was kind of thinking like there's more games surely, but with the G League, in the regular season, that was a showcase cup, 11 games. In the actual G League in the regular season, he shot 45% from the field, just under 30% from three. So actually, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be, but still, 20 points a game, 11 rebounds per game. That's still impressive. The three-pointers, okay. I actually, from having watched the games, I wasn't somebody who looked at box scores in the G League. I went to every single Raptors 905 home game. I didn't watch any away games because I didn't watch on like TV or anything. I was at every single Raptors 905 home game. I felt like this guy was a better shooter. Maybe that tailed off near the end of the season. I'm not quite sure, but nonetheless, 20 points, 11 rebounds. That's pretty impressive. Somebody who also has some sort of ability to shoot threes, though not very efficiently, as we saw there. In the Showcase Cup, it was damn efficient in 11 games. But anyways, what I'm trying to say, Reggie Perry is a good player. And he brought a lot of that good stuff to the NBA. Like I said, he got an opportunity with the Portland Trailblazers where he did end up getting 9 games. Actually started one game. Admittedly, the Trailblazers were tanking, so he got a lot of minutes. But still, 10 points a game in the NBA, 5 rebounds a game. It's hard to score in the NBA. Not everybody is capable of scoring in the NBA. He did so on 50% shooting as well. And he also did so on 58% on two-pointers. This is a player who I believe is good at basketball, and I would love and relish the opportunity to continue to watch him playing in the G League. I think that he is a talented player. I think he could stand for some more development. And I think the Raptors 905 is a great place for him to do that, even though there's a new coaching staff available there. But the biggest thing associated with the Raptors signing Reggie Perry and the expectations that he is going to sign, we have a maxed out training camp roster right now. We have 20 players on our training camp roster. You're only allowed to have 20 players on your training camp roster. So signing Reggie Perry to an Exhibit 10 contract would mean one of the 20 players currently on contract with the Raptors would have to not be on contract with the Raptors anymore. So somebody, if this report is true, the Raptors are expected to sign Perry, somebody is getting cut. So let's take a few minutes now to try to figure out who exactly is going to get cut from the training camp roster. You've got the players who may not make the roster. You've got Gabe Brown, who is also on an Exhibit 10 contract. It'd be kind of stupid to cut him. Also, it is what it is. It's a Rico Hines scrimmage. He's been playing really well there, and I expect him to be with the Raptors 905. So don't really see him getting cut. Juancho Hernangomez is a player that could get cut, but he's on a guaranteed $2.3 million. Would you pay Juancho Hernangomez $2.3 million not to play for your team just to sign Reggie Perry to an Exhibit 10 contract? I don't think so. Justin Champagnie on a small partial guarantee, that is one that I am a little bit fearful is the one who's going to get cut here because I don't think it'll be Delano Banton. But you could also just cut DJ Wilson. He's on a very small partial guaranteed contract. You cut DJ Wilson. You give that spot to Reggie Perry because, DJ Wilson is likely not going to make the roster anyway. You can't tell me there's 3 players worse than him on the roster right now. Gabe Brown's guaranteed not making the roster. He's going to the G League. That's fine. He's on an Exhibit 10 contract. You cannot give me 2 other players DJ Wilson is beating out here. He's not beating out Juancho. He's not beating out Champagne. He's not beating out Delano Banton. So move on from that money. Prioritize a little bit more on making your G League team better, which is what the Raptors like to do. They like to have a competitive G League team. It's just, good to have that within the organization, building up that winning culture. And it's good for the development sake of the Raptors players who are going to be playing in the 905. Go to a winning team. That will help them improve. That surely helped with Delano Banton's improvement last season. I think it significantly aided in Justin Champagnie's improvements last season. I know he didn't really play in the NBA much in the second half of the season, but he was playing in the G League, and I'm telling you, that guy was absolutely fucking balling. Sorry for swearing. DJ Wilson, I would put a good sum of money. I would go 5-time unit size on DJ Wilson getting cut here. He's not going to make the roster. He's not good enough to make the roster. There's no space for him. Why waste a training camp on him when he's already 26, 27, when you could spend some time developing Reggie Perry, a young player who may actually have an NBA future, which unfortunately, I think DJ Wilson was drafted 17th overall, 5-6 years ago now. Doesn't look like that's ever going to pan out. give that to Reggie Perry. I support it. I am actually excited. When I saw the news Reggie Perry could be coming back, I got excited. This is a guy I've been a big fan of for about a year now. And I genuinely think there's NBA potential within this player. I know he's a former 57th overall pick, but for an Exhibit 10 contract, I'd be happy with this. It would help 9 of 5, and maybe there's some NBA potential in there somewhere in the future. But let me know what you guys think about Reggie Perry potentially coming back to the Raptors, and who you think is going to get cut from the team to make room for him if he does join the team. And that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this video on Amateur TV. Be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed, and make sure you subscribe to this channel for more Raptors and NBA content just like this. Let's get to 2,000 subs on this channel. Also, make sure you're checking out my main channel, Amateur Sports, if you have not done so. I feel like 95% of you have to have come from my main channel, but there's got to be like a few of you who found this channel first, which is weird because I've got the other channel, which is like 10 times in size. But hey, if you don't like that, you like this, that's fine. If you like both, that's fine. If you like the other one but not this one, that's also fine. If you do like my content, I have a lot more on the way. Trust me. Big announcement coming tomorrow, Wednesday, September 7th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Huge announcement coming for the Amateur Productions brand. I'll have more news on my Twitter at 12 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Check that out by following me there, or just don't follow me and go there at 12. That'd be kind of weird, but you could also do that. You could also come to my Twitch stream Thursday, September 8th, where I will be discussing something's good. I don't think I'm streaming Thursday. You have to come to my Twitter, or I don't know, probably talk about it on YouTube on Thursday as well. We'll see. But if you want a guaranteed look, go to my Twitter or go to the Discord. Links in the description. See you again next time for another video on Amateur TV.